Okay, this video's done early. Normally, the egomaniac that I am, requires 500 views before I will do another video. But for some reason, I felt the urge today to do the video ahead of time. And I was totally aware that children that I've taught would maybe watch this video. That those children that I love, that I consider grandchildren, might watch this video. And I guess it's important that they know where I was at in the final chapter of my life. So here it comes. I no longer consider myself a Christian in the form of Christianity that is running rampant today on television and even on YouTube. I have decided that I will pray every day, that I have an inner voice that has taken years of religious training, that I can trust more than I can trust an evangelist on television waving a Bible around. I think that God has given me the ability to use my mouth to make a great deal of money over the years that I've been here. And I know that it is a mouth that's been paid for by other people, and sometimes I got the money, but in most cases other people got the money. But it was a great talent that was never used for what I'm sure it was intended to be used, and I regret that. I still believe in God, and I ask myself, what would Jesus do, as the kids ask often. But God is within me. I know this. I know that people tend to manipulate truth. And I don't know if I'm starting my own religion, the religion of Jer, but I'm going to take a chance with it. I don't recommend other people do that, but you're not as close to the gate as I am, so I got to get serious. And I wanted to do this video on Proposition 8, and I wanted to separate myself from the Catholic Church when I did it, so that thinking's in my mind. Catholic Church says that it's okay to be gay as long as you never have a gay thought and never have a meaningful relationship. If you remain celibate and practice chastity all of your life. It's pretty hard to do. You know, I know that. It's pretty hard to control thought. It really is. I remember when they were discussing whether blacks should have the same rights as white. I mean, could they go to the same church that we went to? Could they go to the same school? Because they were different. I remember on the talk show I said, it's like a package. When you get a Christmas present, you first look at the wrapping on the paper. And you say, you know, I like that colorful wrapping with the big ribbons and the bows and everything. That other package is wrapped in a newspaper. The reality is, two packages both contain gifts. The only way you know what's inside is you have to open them, because it's not the wrappings of the package. It's what's inside the package. And somehow, when we have different standards for people that are white and people that are black, we miss what's inside the package. And I said, if for no other reason than that, we must consider all people equal. And the Constitution of the United States guarantees us that. But, of course, it didn't. But they worked it out, so now it's okay. The same thing is with gays. I could spend 4 hours discussing this issue. I have to say, first of all you have to do is say it's okay for them to be gay. And you're immediately branded as a fag, immediately the same as I was when I spoke about equal rights between black and white people. I said they should be able to go to the same schools and the same churches, even the same restrooms. My God! They said I was an in-lover. Sponsors said they would cancel the program. I said, I don't care. Cancel the program. They may cancel the show because I'm only doing the show because I have sponsors. But some things are more important than money. Proposition 8 is the same issue. The same arguments apply. People are people. And religious ideas have nothing to do with what's right or wrong for a country that professes to offer life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You see, I'm supposed to have freedom of religion, and I'm probably offending you with the things I'm saying. Well, this is my religion, so grant me my freedom of religion to say what I think. I have a friend, an evangelical friend. He really believes in marriage. In fact, he has been married 4 times and divorced 3 times. He has no qualms. He can go to Reno, Nevada, to a minister that's dressed like Elvis Presley. He's an Elvis Presley impersonator. And he can get married and he can come home and he can get divorced immediately. That's perfectly all right, and it's guaranteed him under the Constitution of the United States of America. I know 2 men in Puget Sound that live on an island. They're in their 70s, their late 70s. They have lived together in a monogamous love relationship for 50 years. And they can't even have the same rights that my evangelical friend has, who can get married and divorced, married and divorced, married and divorced. It means nothing. 50% of the kids I work with come from divorced families, from good Christians who just didn't give a damn about for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, until death do we part. Just meaningless words to the Lord. What does he care? I'm fed up with this. Now get mad. But I'm telling you this is what my religion says, which I just separated from the Catholic Church. And I should be guaranteed under the freedom of religion of the Constitution of the United States to say it. Proposition 8 has nothing to do with gay marriage. It has to do with one thing, that all people were created equal. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You cannot have pursuit of happiness if you can't even choose who you love. You cannot choose how you think. So that's what it's about. It's about the Constitution and whether this country is what it professes to be. You think it's the economy that will correct this country? No. It's our hatred. It's our discrimination. On one hand, we tell gay people, you must be able to have a job because you're a person like everybody else. But you can't love who you want. You can't openly say who you are because you're a fag. And the Constitution says you can't be a fag. Shame on us. You're supposed to have freedom of religion. Well, I've just told you my religion. Oh, one more thing. My religion tells you you can't join the military. Nope. Can't do that. And I'm really getting sick and tired of all this divorce. So my religion says you can't marry somebody. Because anytime you marry, you have a chance of having a divorce. And I don't believe in divorce. And I'm guaranteed that under the Constitution of the United States. I can say it. But the gays can't get married because they're subhuman. They're not people like everybody else. Christ died on the cross to forgive sin. And then, after a judge, much like the judges on the Supreme Court, he was the biblical judge, condemned him to death and capital punishment, which the United States allows. He wasn't guilty. And Christ told him, my kingdom is not here. That's all right. Put him to death anyway. Told us something about judges. Told us something about this earth that we live on. And we don't listen to that. He comes back from the dead and he says, "You know who I am? I'm God. I proved it. I just rose from the dead. I give you a new commandment." Maybe they missed the other 10. It's one commandment. Don't forget this one. Love one another. And they'd asked him at one point, now, this is the Dimmitt Church, I'm telling you here. Told you another point. You recall when you asked me, how do you pray? I said, go to your room and shut the door. Sorry, evangelist on TV. I didn't want you to pray on television. I wanted you to go to your room in private, just you and I, and pray. And I told you to ask me to forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Because that's how I'm going to forgive you. You who believe in the Church of the Guitar. Think gravely of what those words mean. Because as you forgive those who trespass against you, you will be forgiven that way. Not pleasant words, are there? I probably won't get a lot of donations for this video. Amen. Remember, it's my church, if you'll excuse me.